Hi, I'm Kenisha. Welcome to my channel. I'm here to talk about The Other Black Girl, Season 1, Episode 2. I want to start with the end. We see Hazel spying, following Nella, and she's looking at her through the window. I can't help but think the reason that this shot is here is because Hazel is probably feeling guilty about what she's going to do. And I feel like Hazel is absolutely going to do what Diana did. And somehow Nella's going to end up just like Kendra. And I just, man, that shot was really haunting for me. And like a little foreboding, and I just feel like it's very unlikely that Nella isn't going to end up like Kendra. But I just really feel like Hazel, she said in the first episode that she met Diana, and I just feel like Diana gave her all the information she needs to succeed at Wagner, including doing whatever it was that happened to Kendra. And in the first episode, I was wondering who is responsible for what happened to Kendra. And I thought it was the CEO. I don't remember his first name, but Mr. Wagner. I thought it was his fault. I had thought maybe Colin was in on it, but I don't know. I don't know what age Colin is and how that would work. So probably not him. But I felt like definitely Mr. Wagner was involved in whatever happened. But now I'm thinking maybe it was Diana that had everything to do with what happened to Kendra. And I have no idea how or what happened to Kendra, but it feels kind of supernatural and maybe a little mystical. I'm sort of still, the theory I'm going with for right now is that somehow Kendra is trapped in the building, maybe her spirit is still in the building, or there's some kind of alternate dimension thing that happened. And she is, trapped in the building somehow. And that's maybe why Nella had that vision of her when Nella was messing with the Leave Wagner Now note. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for right now. I can't wait to find out what happened. And it's very interesting to me that Vera, and I guess everyone else in the world, thinks that Kendra went off the grid and disappeared essentially. I was very curious about what Hazel and Nella thought happened to Kendra after Wagner when I talked about episode 1. So now we got a little bit of information, an answer to the question, and she just disappeared. She's trapped. She's trapped in the building. I don't know. That's just what I feel like for now. And yeah, I really don't want Nella to end up like Kendra. It would be really cool, or maybe not cool, but I would like it if maybe Nella was able to pull Kendra back out of wherever she is and come back to the real world. It would be cool if Nella figures out what is happening or what has happened to Kendra and is able to reverse it or stop it and have Hazel end up like Kendra. That would be a cool ending to the show. The thing is, I don't feel like this is a happy ending type of show. It could be, things could turn around. I'm only 2 episodes in, but I'm not getting happy ending vibes from the show so far. So maybe that's wishful thinking to think Nella is going to survive somehow or turn things around on Hazel. I'm very interested to see where this leave Wagner now note is going to end up. Like is someone going to see it and start asking questions? It's an interesting decision for Nella to keep it. And of course she thinks Colin has something to do with it. I don't. I feel like maybe the girl that had bumped into the security guard in the first episode, I feel like she maybe is trying to look out for Nella. Maybe like that person. I mean, that person is not going to be in every episode, and that person's probably going to be in less than half of the episodes, I'm guessing. So it's not a big character, but I feel like that character is going to play a big part in however this ends. I had speculated that the person that bumped into the security guard in the first episode, I thought maybe that was a former employee who somehow escaped whatever nonsense is happening in the building, especially when it comes to like the supernatural stuff, whatever happened to Kendra. Like that person maybe is a former employee and is like trying to look out for the new employees that come in, maybe. But yeah, former employees, like my best guess right now. And I kind of feel like that person left the leave Wagner now note. I absolutely don't think it was Colin. I did wonder also if the person that I think left the note, leave Wagner now note, I wonder if that was maybe a relative of Kendra who is suspicious of what happened to her. I don't know, just throwing things out. But so far, I feel like that person was a former employee. That's kind of what I'm going with for now and going into these upcoming episodes. Very interested to see like how much that person is going to be involved in future episodes, and like, are they going to play a big part? The fact that they were in the first episode makes me think it's going to be a big deal. It's something that's going to come around later. Like things that happen in episode 1 are, to me, should be significant. And like, you should always remember things that happen in episode 1, because they could come back later and be like major stuff. So that person, I think, is going to play an important role. I said this for when I talked about episode 1, but when Kendra disappeared, it looked like she shoved some papers into her bag, and I feel like those papers are going to be important later on. And also the way, like, Kendra comes out and she's stumbling to the elevator, and then she gets out of the elevator and she's like on the subway, but I feel like that was the moment she maybe crossed over into some other dimension, and it's like just stuck in the building somehow. Like, I just feel like that was a significant transition, and maybe it was just a cool transition, but I'm reading into it and I'm overthinking it, as I normally do. So I just think there was more to that transition, and I just feel like she is stuck in the building somehow. I do wonder, of course, a way to disprove my theory is, will Nella have some kind of vision of Kendra outside the building? When she was messing with the Leave Wagner Now note, of course that was in the building, and she heard Kendra speak. So I'm wondering if that's going to be possible for Kendra to reach out to Nella if Nella's outside of Wagner. So I'm gonna be looking out for that in these upcoming episodes to see if that will disprove my Kendra's trapped in the building somehow theory. I do really want to see something that Kendra had handwritten, because I want to compare her handwriting to the handwriting of the Leave Wagner Now note. So I mean, anything's possible at this point. I've only seen 2 episodes, so this show can go in any sort of direction. But like, could Kendra have left a note? That would be cool for me. I like the supernatural, like, fantasy stuff that is happening so far in this series. So that would be very fun for me if Kendra could still write things down and interact with this world. I'd love to see it. But like, maybe it's her. Maybe it's this security guard. Well, not the person that bumped into the security guard and took the badge. It's probably either of them. I don't think it was Hazel. I could be wrong, but I don't think it was her. My eyes are firmly on Kendra or the person from episode 1 that took the security badge. So that's where my mind is at right now, and I'm very excited to see what is going on with Kendra. I'm choosing to take the note Nella found in Diana's stuff with her book in the archives, like the note, it didn't have to be this way. Like, that was definitely addressed to Kendra. I know it said Kenny, but it's Kendra. And that is what made me think Diana is responsible for what happened to Kendra instead of Mr. Wagner. And that feels like a clue that Hazel is on the same path, and history is going to repeat itself with Hazel and Nella, like in the same roles as Kendra and Diana. And that note, man, it's kind of interesting to me that that note from Diana would be found in like the archives, and I guess stuff that was randomly gathered and connected to the process of making that book. Like, it's kind of weird that note would be with all that other stuff, because it looked like there were book covers or like newspaper clippings about the book. So like, that handwritten note from Diana it's weird that it was there, I think, but good for the progress of the show, and I think very good for giving hints about what is probably going to happen later on in the series. So Hazel's up to no good, and I feel bad for Nella, because I don't know if she's going to be looking into what happened to Kendra, because we learned that Kendra's been gone and nobody has been in contact with her since the book came out. So did anybody go looking for her? Did anyone try to call her? I guess at this point cell phones didn't exist, but I don't know. There probably should have been some way to, well, the problem is no one was ever going to get in contact with her because she's trapped, her spirit or whatever is trapped in the building. So there's no way for Kendra to respond. But like, did she leave any notes or like a journal or something about she's like, she feels threatened at work or anything like that? I wonder if Nella's gonna be able to find anything like that. Any evidence that Kendra felt unsafe in any way. So that would be interesting if anything like that exists before her disappearance. But yeah, the location of that note from Diana is kind of suspicious to me, but good for TV and good for the show to progress with this mystery. So it's fine. We see that Nella is pleaded with, I guess, to apologize to Colin, which, I mean, I get why she would why she would struggle to do this. She seems kind of like a righteous person and very much like a person that tries to do the right thing, even if it might be difficult or maybe hurt other people. So of course she told the truth when Hazel brought it up in the previous episode. I've never worked in an office, and I don't know what it's like to have to deal with office politics. So the tension that exists between Nella and Vera and Colin, like, I have no clue what that's like to, be in it 5 days a week. So like, I don't feel how much of a big deal it is, but of course Vera brings up the promotion, and like, Nella's job is on the line basically if she doesn't apologize to Colin. So it seemed to me like an easy decision to make, but I guess just because of Nella's character, she really struggled and was upset that she went through with it, apologizing to Colin. If I was in that position, I probably would have apologized as well. I probably wouldn't have told Colin how terrible Chartricia was in the first place if it was me, but it happened, and I would have apologized too. I don't think I would have had as much of a moral dilemma as Nella experienced in this episode apologizing. So I guess take whatever you want with that. But yeah, if Nella said before, this was her dream job when she was working late in the previous episode. She was repeating dream job over and over. So if this is the dream job, why does it, why is there so much heartache in apologizing to Colin? I'm kind of thinking maybe that's just Nella's character, and she's going to be a person that tries to do the right thing. That does make me wonder about the ending of the show. If Nella is going to be this kind of righteous person, this do the right thing type of person. I wonder what that means for her and Hazel and Kendra and Diana. Nella doesn't strike me as a journalist per se. It seems like she wants to be an editor and edit books. So if she's not gonna lean into journalism, I don't think she's going to do any sort of investigating and trying to figure out what happened to Kendra. I don't know if she's gonna recognize that she might end up like Kendra. I don't know how all that's gonna shake out. But if Nella is gonna be this do the right thing type of person. I'm really wondering like what that means for the end, and maybe, I don't know, maybe she won't end up like Kendra. But I don't know, like, I'm trying to think about how it could be, but I don't know, I should probably give up on that and just watch and enjoy the show. But it's like, I don't think Nella's gonna be like a sacrifice, like be a sacrifice somehow for the right thing. Do the right thing might mean quit, actually, if there's some funny business going on in Wagner. And I guess technically there's no reason to believe that whatever happened to Kendra can't happen in some other company. So this might not just be a Wagner thing with Kendra, but I don't know if the show is gonna like get into any of that. Like this, the book might have, I don't know, maybe the book did, but the show probably is going to stay focused on Wagner, I expect. But yeah, it would be interesting if Nella, like, in an effort to do the right thing, she does some kind of investigating and figures out what's going to happen or what did happen to Kendra. And she's able to, like, I don't know, prevent herself from falling into the same trap. So I don't know. I'm doing a lot of speculating and talking things out, and I'm really excited to see how this ends, because I don't know if this is going to be a happy ending. I'm really nervous about the possibility, the likelihood that this show could end up with a happy ending for Nella. And the thing is, if Nella has a happy ending, Hazel might not have a happy ending. So I don't know how that's gonna work out, but I don't know. I'm very interested to see where this goes and how does this all end up. I'm not feeling great about Nella reaching out to that podcaster, Jesse, I think was his name. And then she mentioned in the message to him about writing a book. Like, feels a little bit like overstepping. I mean, she could, of course, she has the skills. I don't know if it would be possible for her to help Jesse write and publish a book without Wagner having any kind of legal claim to it. So I don't know. Maybe she, well, because she apologized to Colin, maybe this is her way of like writing the scales, so to speak. If she feels bad about apologizing, maybe this thing with Jesse, writing a book with Jesse, could help her feel better and maybe try to undo all the harm that Chartricia is probably going to do for the Black community. So maybe that's it. But I don't feel great about it. Just because I feel like Wagner could, I don't know, Wagner Books could get involved and, I don't know, make it messy. I don't know. I mean, I hope it works out, but again, I just don't feel like there's gonna be a lot of happy endings and good things that happen in the show. So we'll see. Hazel right now is a really interesting character to me. Like I've said before, I feel like she's going to end up betraying Nella and have Nella end up like Kendra. So it's kind of baffling to me that she would act like she didn't know why Nella was upset with her when clearly Hazel is the one that kind of alley-ooped the Chartricia criticism in the previous episode when Colin outright asked for her opinion and for Nella's opinion. So, well, actually no, Colin did not ask for Nella's opinion. Hazel brought up that she was talking with Nella and Nella had thoughts. So it's head scratching why Hazel would act like she didn't know what was wrong or why Nella was upset. So that's weird to me. And it's weird that she's trying to be on Nella's good side. So that part is really interesting to me, because I think Hazel is gonna do what Diana did, and I wonder if that requires Hazel having to be close friends with Nella in order to repeat whatever Diana did. So is that why Hazel's trying to like be cool with Nella? Is that just Hazel's personality and that's why she looked so conflicted at the end of this episode? Because like she maybe she's already decided she's going to do what Diana did, and just her as a person, her character, she wants to be cool with Nella anyway. So I don't know. I don't know what's up with that, and I think it's really interesting, the kind of dynamic that those two have, and I just think Hazel's character is very interesting, because I don't know if it's just she wants to be friends with Nella despite her evil plan, or is being close to Nella like part of the evil plan? Like, is it a requirement for the evil plan to work? I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. And I still really wonder, like, is Wagner a critical part of whatever happened to Kendra? Like I mentioned before, like maybe what happened to Kendra isn't only a Wagner thing. Maybe this type of thing could be happening in other companies, but maybe like the show doesn't want to talk about that or bring up the possibility. So I don't know, maybe that doesn't matter, but I guess I'll just try to leave it there and just watch the show. But those are all the things that I wanted to talk about for this video. Last thing before I go, let me know in the comments, if you were in Nella's shoes, would you apologize to Colin? Would you quit? Is it something that you quit your job over, or like try to find a different job, or just not care about the promotion and maybe wait a little longer for another opportunity for a promotion? So let me know, what would you do if you were in Nella's shoes? That's gonna do it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time for episode 3.